It's 11 a.m. Here's Splash. And I just witnessed something that has me convinced that one of the cats in this house is a complete lunatic. Like, this cat is just crazy.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
So I was walking down the hall and Boo was here. He wanted to go to his room and Nancy was here. And Nancy had her eyes on Boo, and Boo's looking at Nancy, so there was like a little bit of a stand down. So I got in Nancy's way, and I just kind of shoot her that way down the hall. And Boo went into his room. I go about my morning, and then like 5 minutes later, Nancy's here, and Boo's drinking water. And I was like, Nancy, you don't have to bother Boo. Let's go. So I shoot her down the hallway again. Well, this time she stops here and she sees Splash in that direction. So Splash was here. He had just come out of the litter box. So Nancy runs up to Splash and decides that she's going to start like swatting at him, and he was swatting at her. So it was like a cat fight, but they weren't touching each other. So then I come into the room and start yelling at them to break it up. And then Nancy did something that makes me think she's a complete lunatic. She literally skipped. I've never seen a cat skip before, but she skipped like a kid skips, like a happy kid skips. She skipped through this room, down the hall, into my bedroom, happy as a clam, even though her tail was big and puffy, completely happy, skipping through this room, skipping down the hall, went straight into my bedroom, underneath the bed, and I shut the door. Which leads me to think that Nancy is just crazy. I mean, she ambushed Splash just for the joy of it, and then she was so happy she skipped around the house. You okay, Splash? She's in my room right now. Here's Boo. So I was away all day yesterday. So the cats had breakfast out of their automated feeders. They had crunchies for breakfast today. They had crunchies for dinner yesterday. And they had crunchies for breakfast yesterday. So they've had crunchies for the past 3 meals. And also yesterday, the Lucky 7 were downstairs all day. So they're not the happiest when they're downstairs all day. They'd much rather be upstairs during the day. But, you know, if I'm away, I'm not letting all 11 cats be together because of what I just witnessed. If all the cats got along wonderfully, there would not be a problem. But if we still have cats like Nancy instigating issues with the OG4, then every time I leave for like a full day or more, they have to be separated. Right, Boat? It's 4:15 p.m. and Nancy's been sleeping on the bed. And I wanted to show you her because Nancy tends to sleep with her eyes partially open. And I've noticed it a few times, so I was going to film it. But she heard the camera turn on. So now she shut her eyes and she moved. But she looks very happy and very comfortable. Here's Ziggy. So there is a carrier in the corner of the room. It does not have a door on the front of it, but it's a fully assembled carrier. And Ziggy has been laying in it. The same way that Stella likes to lay in the carrier in the living room. Ziggy discovered this one. She's been in there like so many times today. Every time I go near it though, she runs out. So maybe she's afraid of being caught in there. I don't know. I think it's just a good sign that she'll go in there to begin with. It's 6:15. I just looked outside. And the deer family's across the street. I guess they're coming around to eat some dinner. And there's the baby. And there's the mother. And the father's hanging out with them also. He has pretty big antlers right now. Alright, they just walked into the woods. But they were walking alongside the woods just a minute ago. Meanwhile, look at what's going on here. Look who's on top of the bunk beds. That's Ziggy and Sammy. They're so happy laying together up there. It is 7:30 a.m. and here's Stella. She jumped on the bed this morning to get some pets. And I am dealing with like a summer cold or a summer flu, and it has not been fun. It started last week as a sore throat on the left side of my throat. Then the next day it was a sore throat just in the back of my throat, like it moved. And then the sore throat left and I had like a sinus issue going on. And then the sinus issue also became like chest congestion. And then the sinus issue and the chest congestion also became a backache. So that's what I've been dealing with. Oh, and throwing a slight fever around the time of the sore throat and the sinus congestion. And also add a cough to the current situation. And it has not been fun. And I've been trying to rest as much as possible. But unfortunately, it feels like every other day I have to be somewhere like super early in the morning, which has not been helpful at all. And then I don't get back until like 4 or 5 hours later. And then that just saps all my energy for the day. So I'm just trying to get through every day. And it's just really slowing me down. And I just can't wait for this to pass because I love summer and the weather has been pretty nice. And I hate not being able to be out and enjoy it. And I hate not having like full energy to be able to do everything that I need to do on a daily basis. Like it's horrible. So that's what's been going on here. I think today it'll be like a week since the sore throat started. Hopefully in a few days, like all the symptoms will be gone. But right now, it's just not fun at all. It's 10 a.m. Here's Ziggy. Here's Sammy. And we just got done with the morning routine for the cats. So all the cats got combed. And then they all got breakfast. And they got breakfast in 2 portions. First a mouse-sized portion. And then a half hour, 45 minutes later, another mouse-sized portion. So I went through the full meal size portion of food that I defrost for them. And cousin Oliver outside also got his meal. Nancy's eating a few crunchies in the kitchen right now. And I'm just going to clean up the kitchen. I've already eaten some fresh fruit today. I've had some juice. Hopefully today will be a nice day to relax, but I also do need to get some work done. So it's going to be a work from home, relaxing type day, hopefully. I do have to go out at some point to the post office and possibly to run one necessary errand, but I'm just going to try to keep all that kind of stuff to a minimum. It's about 3:30 p.m. and I'm taking a break. And I'm laying down on the bed with the cats. Here's Ziggy and Richard and Nancy, and there's Sammy in the back. She's going to jump on the tower. Here she goes. This is what these 3 do when I lay on the bed in the afternoon. They like to gather around me and get pets. And if you've never laid down with your cats in the afternoon, I would highly suggest doing that, especially if you want to get to know your cats, because they definitely reveal themselves to you. Hey, Richard. How are you, Richard? Ziggy is very feminine and delicate, and she's like a girly girl. She's like a girly girl. Ziggy loves pink things. And that's her energy. That's the energy she puts out. Richard is such a nice boy. Like, he's just a nice boy. He's polite. And he loves Nancy. He just has some instincts to kind of like ambush the other cats. He hasn't done it in a while, so I don't want to jinx it. But it's just like an instinctual thing with him. But other than that, he's super nice. Like super nice. Like such a nice boy. And Nancy's a nice girl too. Even though she likes to test her limits with the other cats. But overall, she's very thankful and grateful to be living in a comfortable and warm house. Right, Nancy? And she's very thankful to be with all of her family members. Right, Richard? So this is what the cats like to do in the afternoon. And I'm still not feeling too good, which is why I'm laying down. I'm probably going to lay here, I don't know, 10 or 20 minutes. Just to kind of regroup. Maybe take a very short nap. And then get back to what I need to get done today. Or what I might do is relax a little while and then do the cat chores for the rest of the day. Scoop the litter, change the water, figure out what they're eating for dinner, and get that done early so that way I can spend more time relaxing later. I still need to get my energy back. I'm still kind of running slow right now. I have enough raw food to last 2 more breakfasts, I believe. So I'm just trying to stretch it out because I'm definitely not in the mood to be making a big batch of homemade raw food. I just don't have the energy back yet. So hopefully after a few more days, then I will. I was surprised with how much I was able to get done today. So, I mean, I'm definitely feeling better because I was able to get more done than I thought I would. But I don't want to jinx myself or have any kind of setbacks. It is almost 8 p.m. and there's Stella hanging out on a cat tower. Boo's in the other room on a cat tower. Simba's in another cat tower, but it's going to be too dark to see him. Splash is hanging out on the play rug. And today is the first day that I have not seen Cousin Oliver in like a long time. Usually he comes every day for breakfast and dinner. Sometimes he might skip a meal, but then I'll look outside and I'll see the food's gone. But I did not see him for breakfast, and I put food out and nobody ate the food. And I have not seen him for dinner yet. I'm probably going to put some food out and see if he comes by to eat it. But I don't know what's going on with him. I just wanted to document this because this is the first time he hasn't come by to eat in a while. It's 10:20 p.m. I'm walking around the house picking up things, and I'm just about to go to bed. And look what's going on here. So these are 4 plates because the cats finished their meal here. And they had some crunchies earlier, and there's still crunchies on the plates. Like, I gave them crunchies, and they're like, yeah, well, we had enough. So this is, like, new for the cats, because in the past, if I would give them crunchies, they would, like, devour all of them immediately, and now they don't do that. But they've been on, like, this split feeding schedule. Here's Stella. And, you know, they've been getting, like, let's say 1.5 ounces of breakfast, and then like an hour or 2 later, the rest of their breakfast. And the same thing for their dinner. So they get like a half portion of their dinner, then a little while later they get another half portion of their dinner, and then they'll get like a few crunchies after that. And I don't know, maybe they're more satisfied with this feeding schedule than just 2 straight meals. They're actually getting less food when I split it up this way because the portions that they end up getting end up being a little bit smaller than if I just gave them their full portion. Here's Simba. And they're not gobbling up every crunchie that I give them. Now, what's very interesting is that I guess their instinctual or natural feeding cycle is starting to emerge because Simba likes to kind of scavenge leftovers hours later. That's what he loves doing. So in the middle of the night, he'll go to all the plates and he'll kind of finish what's on them, or else he'll do it like really early in the morning, like 4 a.m. That's when Simba is interested in like food, where, you know, Stella and Boo are not interested at that time. Splash loves eating his meals. Splash is the best eater. Whatever I give him at mealtime, he'll pretty much eat unless it's something new. Then he's afraid of it at first. And Stella and Boo are really good at mealtimes also. They'll usually eat at least, you know, the first half of their meal. Sometimes they won't want the second half, but sometimes they will. But Simba has ended up being fussy at mealtimes. Sometimes he doesn't want to eat much at mealtimes, and it's because he wants to scavenge leftovers. That's what he really enjoys doing. I should also say, thankfully, I can do this because I don't want to jinx anything, but we haven't had ant issues recently. It's been quite a while since I've walked in here and I've seen ants on the floor. And what I will usually do is actually pick these up and put them in the kitchen because we haven't had any ant issues there either. So maybe that's what I'll do just to be on the safe side, because now that I'm talking about it, I know I'm going to jinx it. So I'll pick these up, put them in the kitchen, and Simba will go and scavenge them there. Even Nancy left some crunchies on the floor. I gave these to Nancy. She was sitting here before. She only ate part of them. It is 10:31 a.m. And I just realized something. I was looking for Ringo, and I found him by the open window in Boo's room. And look who's on the cat tower. I don't know if you could see it, because he might just be in a shadow. That's Simba. Simba's in the cat tower, and Ringo's by the window. This is a first. So I gave the cats a little bit of very early breakfast this morning when I woke up. Then when I went back downstairs to give the Lucky Seven the rest of their breakfast and to flea comb them, Ringo was meowing and meowing and meowing, and all he wanted to do was come upstairs. I was like, what is going on? But I guess this is why. I guess he smelled the air because I had the windows open this morning. He probably smelled it coming from under the kitchen door. So he was like one of the first cats upstairs today. He's very happy right now. And here's Richard. I still have to flea comb Richard. Sometimes he doesn't like being flea combed downstairs. Sometimes I'll go down there and he'll be like, I'm not going to be flea combed. He'll go underneath like a piece of furniture. So I am going to do that now. And then I'll probably clean up what's left of their breakfast. I usually leave maybe 2 plates that still have food on them. And I'll put the rest of the leftovers away. Cousin Oliver did show up this morning. I didn't see him all day yesterday, so I wasn't sure what was going on with him, but he showed up this morning, so I put some food out for him, and he ate it. And I am starting to get more energy back, and thankfully, my back does not hurt nearly as much as it has over the past few days. I was able to sleep better because over the past few days, I could only sleep in one position, which was, directly on my back. I couldn't sleep on my side or else my back hurt. So I had to sleep on my back. But last night, I could actually sleep on my left side and my back didn't hurt. So that was good. And today I can move around a little bit more without pain. So that's good also. So moving in the right direction. Look at what Simba just did. Look. No, Simba, this is not good.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It is 7 a.m. Good morning, Boo. Boo woke me up about an hour ago. He jumped on the bed and he was itching. So I was like, okay, Boo, I'll comb you. So I got up and I combed him and I didn't find any fleas. But he got some treats. And here's Simba. And I heard someone throwing up this morning. But it was kind of like when you're in that twilight sleep. It was like before Boo woke me up. And I made a mental note to look for it when I got up. So I just looked for it. I can't find it anywhere. I mean, I don't think I was dreaming it. I'm pretty sure I heard it. And here's Stella. She jumped on the bed. She got a bunch of pets this morning. She got some treats. And I am so happy that I'm feeling so much better today. Like, today I'm noticing a very big difference, even just from yesterday. I haven't had any back pain this morning yet, so I feel like the backache that I've been dealing with for the past few days, I want to say it's like 95% gone. Maybe there's just like a little tiny bit of it left, but oh my gosh, it makes such a difference when you can move freely without pain versus being in back pain every time you move. Such a difference. Also, just in general, with like the respiratory sinus issues, I'm just feeling better today, like just overall feeling better. I'm still going to take it a little bit easy today. I'm not going to be up to 100% full speed, but I do have a few things that need to get done. Some of them involve going out today. I was hoping just to be able to like stay home all weekend, but I do need to go out and take care of a few things. So hopefully it won't take all day. It'll just be for a few hours, and then I'll be able to spend plenty of time relaxing at home. I also need to catch up with video stuff and computer work, but that's something I could easily do, like laying down on the sofa and using a lap desk. So, yeah, I'm hoping today's a good day. So we are completely out of homemade raw food in the freezer downstairs that I have for the cats. I used the last meal yesterday, and I just checked the freezer on top of my refrigerator, and I have organ meats portioned out for meals, and I also have neck meat, which has bones in it, portioned out for meals. So I actually have enough of those for 5 meals for the cats. I just need to buy some like boneless chicken or some boneless beef. I'll probably go buy some boneless chicken today, enough to get us through these 5 meals, which should carry us over for, 2.5 days if I use them for like every meal. But if they only get raw for like one meal, which they've been getting while I've been sick, they've been getting raw for breakfast, and then they get canned food for dinner. I could actually stretch it out to 5 days, but I don't think I need to stretch it out to 5 days. I think in like 3 or 4 days, I should be up to making a big batch of homemade raw, and that will get us through the weekend. Because I don't like buying ingredients on the weekend. I like to buy them during the week when they're fresh in the store. So at least that's good news. I'm just gonna put it on my list to pick up some meat when I go out. Look at what Simba just did. Look. No, Simba, this is not good. He chewed through the string for the spider. So this spider has been hanging so nicely off of this palm tree. Sammy's been enjoying it. Stella's been enjoying it. Nancy's been enjoying it. And today Simba discovered it. And so he decided he's going to chew through the string. You know why he does this? Because he's hangry. This is what Simba does when he's hangry, right, Simba? So now I got to figure out how I'm going to repair this. So I had actually bought these Silvervine sticks thinking of Simba when he gets hangry and likes to chew things. So I'm going to give him one now and see how he does with it, because he's been off of catnip because that gives him an upset stomach. So I'll see how he does on the Silvervine. I just gave him one of the sticks to chew on. I don't know if he's too interested in it. And I gave one to Stella. And Stella's chewing on hers. There's Stella with her Silvervine stick. Okay, now Simba has rediscovered his. There, Splash. Now that I see Stella chewing on it, it could be really good for their teeth, for them to chew on this stick. What's Simba doing? Is he laying on his? Uh-oh. Stella's like, get away, Splash. This is my stick. Stella's really enjoying that. Simba's laying on his. We have to remember that Simba is the hunter in the house, so I am kind of surprised it took him that long to get the spider. But I am disappointed. I just gave Simba's stick to Splash. Now Stella's looking. Splash found Stella's stick. Alright, I have plenty sticks. I'll give Splash his own. I just gave Boo a stick. It looks like he's gonna enjoy this. I don't know if it's the best idea to give this to them, like, first thing in the morning. But we'll see. Hopefully it's not gonna affect his loose tooth or anything. It's all wet. You see all the cat hair in this cat tower? I have to put this thing in the laundry. But Boo loves laying on it. I mean, he's just been in this cat tower for several days now. He's laying on it. Boo, you're laying on your Silvervine stick. You're laying on your stick, Boo. Okay. Well, I guess he's happy. Stella's gonna sit there next to hers. It is 6 p.m. I just got home. And here's Simba. He's laying in a cat tower. And here's Nancy. She's laying in the cat tower near Simba. Here's Nancy. And there's Simba. That's so nice. It is 7:45 p.m. And I just put some food out for Cousin Oliver. He's having some canned food. This is the wellness pate that the inside cats don't really like. And I saw him walking across the patio before, and it kind of looked like he was limping. Like it's his hind leg. I don't know if it's the right or the left hind leg, but it looked like he was slightly limping on one of his hind legs. Now it could be that maybe he was like laying in the bushes and then he got up quickly. I don't know, or he jumped and, he is limping a little after jumping. I don't know. From what I could tell, it doesn't look like it's swollen or anything. Not like there's anything I could do about it anyway. He doesn't let me near him. Like I can't get within 5 feet of him. And, it's not a situation where I'm going to trap him or anything like that. So I just gave him some food. I gave him a supplement in the food, so he's getting the standard process whole body support, which could be helpful for him. Now, it has been starting to get a bit cooler at night. Like the other night, it got down to the mid-50s. So I'm just keeping an eye on the weather and stuff. One thing that I just found out today, that I'm thankful I found out, but I wish I found out sooner, is that there's going to be some mosquito spraying soon around here, and they're going to be doing it like in the early morning hours between 3 and 6. So they advise everyone to keep your windows shut, and if you have any pets outside, bring them in, or if there's any water bowls outside, bring them in. So I'm obviously not going to be able to bring this guy in, but I'll just have to make a note to go out that morning and make sure that the water bowls are all cleaned out and washed and rinsed in fresh water and everything. Hopefully they won't be spraying too much in my yard. I would like them not to spray at all. And I know in the past I was able to call the town and tell them, don't spray my yard, skip my yard. And they did that. But I think it's too late right now. I didn't have enough advance notice about this in order to do that. Look at what's going on here. Look. That's Cousin Oliver. Do you see him? He's hanging out on the back step.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It is 9:51 a.m. and I wanted to show you Simba because he was all stretched out on top of the bunk bed. But the minute I turn the camera on, he starts grooming himself. This has been one of his favorite spots to hang out lately. He's really been enjoying it up there. Probably because the windows have been open. Like I have not had any air conditioning on for, I don't know, like a week now. I might put it on today because it's supposed to get up to like 88 today. So in the afternoon it's going to be kind of hot in the house. So I'll probably put it on for a few hours. But Simba's really happy up there. Sammy likes to hang out there also. Her and Ziggy like to be up high on these shelves. The cats are waiting for breakfast. I need to get ready for my day, then they're going to eat. Probably in like 20 minutes. Right, Simba? He knows what I'm talking about. You can't even see him probably. He's probably in like a shadow because the light's coming from behind him, but he's looking at me. He's like, yeah, when are we eating? What are we eating? And thankfully I was able to fix this spider toy. I had to knot the two strings together. I don't know if you could see it, but I had to try so many different kinds of knots because of the nature of this. It's like a plastic stretchy string, and a lot of knots won't hold on it. So finally, I just tried this one and it worked. And I haven't trimmed the excess parts off yet because I just want to make sure it's going to hold. But it seems to be holding. And every time I see Simba near this, I just put the spider on top because I'm like, I don't want Simba biting the spider off the string again. See, look. Now he's biting the stick. Simba! Simba, you have the Silvervine. There's the Silvervine. Here. Here, bite this. Bite that. Bite this. This is good for you to bite. Bite that. So last night, before I went to bed, I gave Boo, Stella, and Simba churros or squeeze-ups. They haven't had those in a while. I didn't give any to Splash because he didn't seem to want any. He didn't come out to have any, so that's why I was like, okay, I'll just give it to the three of them. Also, I'm down to only like a few of them. I might only have like two left. So this morning, one of the first things I did was I ordered some churros from Amazon. I also ordered some squeeze-ups from Amazon. Thank you very much for the Amazon gift cards, because I used an Amazon gift card towards that. And those should arrive later today, so that should last the cats a while. Last year, when it was flea season, I was giving Boo quite a few of them because I feel like those are good hydration for the cats. They're mostly liquid. And if Boo's having his dermatitis, I want to make sure, he has good hydration and everything. And he was itching yesterday, but I flea combed him. He doesn't have any fleas, so we're just trying to contain his dermatitis symptoms. It is almost 1 p.m. Here's Simba and Nancy. They're both eating some crunchies in the kitchen. And this is what happens if I don't take care of myself first in the morning and just start taking care of the cats. Right now it's almost 1 p.m. I have not had breakfast. I have not had lunch. The only thing I've had is like a glass of juice. And I've just been going nonstop. I'm like, I can't believe I have not even sat down once this morning. So I took care of the cats. I gave them their breakfast. I flea combed them. Then I did a bunch of meal prep for them because I bought some boneless chicken thighs yesterday because I have organs and chicken necks in the freezer. So I just needed to chop those up into chunks. That took a while for me to do. And then I needed to clean up after that. And I'm trying to make some soup for myself because I would still like to get over the remnants of this cold or flu thing that I had. And then Simba vomited in 2 places, so now I have to go clean that up. And I forgot, and I'm on my second load of laundry. That's what took a big chunk of time this morning because I had to rip all the bedding off my bed and put that in the laundry. And then get that out of the laundry, put it back on the bed. Come on, stop that. Move over. Here's Ringo. And right now I have the vomit blanket still in the washing machine. So I need to go see how that's doing and then move that into the dryer. And so, yeah, it's just been taking care of a lot of stuff this morning. And this is why it's so important for me to make sure that I am the first person fed in the morning and I am the first person taken care of. Because if I don't do that, then I get stuck into like the day's routine with the cats. And the next thing you know, it's halfway through the day and I have not properly taken care of myself. I also placed a Chewy order because I needed some more dry cat food. And I also bought some more of the freeze-dried chicken breasts that the cats love so much. We've been out of them for, a few weeks now. So I got 2 tubs of those. So those should be here in about 2 days. And the treats from Amazon should be here today. It is 6 p.m. That was Simba. And I'm very mad at Simba right now. So Simba's been hanging out in Boo's room. He was hanging out in Boo's room today and he was hanging out in Boo's room yesterday. Let me show you what I just found. Look at this. Look. This is a wand toy. Look. There's nothing on the end of it. So Simba bit through this string and bit the toy off. And I just found the toy. This is the toy. And look what he did to the spider. Look, look, look. He bit the string in half also. So here's the string. And here's the spider. Splash is going to be very unhappy about that because he enjoys playing with the spider on the string. So does Stella. And here's Simba. He's very happy. He's very happy that I'm showing you all of his handiwork. Simba, why are you breaking all of the toys? Why are you breaking the toys, Simba? Why? Why are you chewing the toys like that? Why, Simba? Why are you doing this? Why? Why are you doing this, Simba? What's going on, Simba? What's going on that you have to destroy all the toys? Tell me. Tell me what's going on. Look at this. Look at that cat tower. I mean, I don't mind when the cat towers look like that because I'm happy that they're scratching on them versus on the furniture. Stop breaking the toys, Simba. Stop it. This piece just came off. I'm going to have to see if I can knot that back together. The spider is back on the string for now. I knotted it the same way I knotted the other spider toy. And this one I can't because there's like nothing left here. So I think I'm just going to cut the string off this and then the cats can have this just like a regular toy. It's 7:45 p.m. Look at what's going on here. Look. That's Cousin Oliver. Do you see him? He's hanging out on the back step. I'm just about to put some food together for him. I was going to take it outside. And there he is. Hey, Oliver. Hey, Cuz. Hey, cousin. You okay, cousin? You okay, Cousin Oliver? How you doing? You okay? You want some food? You want some dinner? Want some dinner, cuz? Okay. So none of the cats have been by the back door because the back door has been kind of closed. It wasn't totally closed, but it was only open like a few inches. Okay, I'll give you some dinner, okay? Wow, I am getting flashbacks of Hydrox and Ditto. I haven't had a cat on the back step like this. Well, I mean, I can't say that because the Lucky Seven, when they were living outside, sometimes they did come to the back like this. Okay, I'll give you some food. I'm giving him some of the Wellness turkey pate with a scoop of the Origin dry cat food on top. It is 8:30 p.m. I just walked past Boo's room and I saw the shadow of two cats near the windows. So I said, let me put the lights on and see who it is. And I was absolutely shocked to see Boo here by the window. And then over here, Richard was in front of this window. Richard was here and Boo was there. I don't know if Boo didn't know Richard was there or what, but I've never seen the two of them that close together, like on these shelves. It was amazing. It is 11:10 p.m. and I need to start getting ready for bed. And this is what happens. You see this? There's 3 cats on the bed. I don't know where I'm supposed to sleep. I'm supposed to sleep in this little area over here because they've pretty much taken up the bed. It's a good thing Splash doesn't like sleeping on the bed with me because I'd have no room at all to sleep. So I have the air conditioning on right now and I have it on a little bit cooler than it usually is because I'm going to shut it off when I go to bed. And we're going to have to keep all the windows closed and the air off until tomorrow morning because they're supposed to be spraying for mosquitoes tonight, which I'm not happy about. It is 7:40 p.m. and there's Cousin Oliver. I just gave him a Sheba Perfect Portion with a feline immunity supplement in it because he's definitely limping. It's his back right leg. And so he was hanging out by the back door and Nancy's inside the back door and I guess they were talking to each other through the door. And I saw him outside, but I had to go out to the garbage can because someone threw up a hairball in the living room on the play rug and I'm in the process of cleaning that up. So when I walked out the door, he ran from the the back step to his favorite spot underneath the house. I'm looking at his rear right leg now just to see like how he's dealing with it, because he was definitely like limping on it, and he's kind of like holding it in the air when he was running. So it's kind of like a three-legged run. He was putting it down a little bit, but he doesn't want to put any weight on it. Can you see like what he's doing now? He's not really putting any weight on that leg. So that's why I gave him the immunity tablet, and that's why I only gave him one perfect portion, because I want him to eat it. And if he eats all that, then I'm going to give him some additional food, which I'll probably do now because he ate most of that. I just don't want him running around. I can't really see any swelling on his back leg. I don't know if it's something that's like on his foot or on his paw, but I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on this now. I'm putting together some sardines for him. I just opened a can of Trader Joe's no salt added sardines, because sardines are high in omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory. So if he's having some inflammatory issues with his leg, this could potentially be very helpful for him. I just put these sardines out for him, but I don't know where he went. Like, he's not under the house. He's not under the patio table. So even with an injury on his leg, he seems to be very mobile. When I saw him earlier today, like, I didn't notice him limping much at all. And I did see him like in the back of the yard, and he was under the house, and I was washing all of the water bowls out because of the mosquito spraying early this morning. So I made sure I scrubbed them with soap and refilled them with fresh water. So hopefully he's okay. Again, I'm just going to keep an eye on him, and maybe that's why I didn't see him for that one day. He didn't come around. Maybe he did injure himself somewhere. But, you know, with cats, it could be anything. When Boo was living outside, he injured his leg a few times. And then the final time that he got injured on his leg was when he ended up coming inside, because I had to take him to a vet. But he was really well trained by then. I was able to actually just pick him up, put him in a carrier, and take him to the vet. And then he became a house cat. And when Ditto was limping, when Ditto was living outside, I had to trap Ditto and bring him to the vet. And then he became a house cat for a month before he went back outside to be with Hydrox. So, I mean, I already have 11 cats. I don't need 12 cats. What I might do maybe tomorrow or so is contact the woman down the street that I've been in contact with, who I know TNRs the cats. I'll find a picture of Cousin Oliver, and I'll send her a photo of him and ask her if, you know, this is one of the cats that she's feeding, or if this is one of the cats that she TNR'd or that she knows about, and just see if she knows anything about him or why he's limping. Meanwhile, Stella and Simba are laying here waiting for dinner, but I have to finish vacuuming, and I have to clean up someone's hairball. It's probably Boo's hairball. Could be Sammy's hairball. It's just like really dark fur. I mean, it potentially even could be Splash's hairball. So maybe even Simba. Simba has dark hairballs. It is 9:30 a.m. and we had another difficult sleeping night. Boo woke me up several times due to his itching. So I flea combed him, and I flea combed him, and I flea combed him, and I did not get any fleas off of him. But I did notice that he does now have quite a few scabs around his neck, and I don't know if you could see it, but right now he is missing fur from a very small area on the back of his neck. Again, I don't know if you could see it with the camera. And to me, that looks like the same area where he had that burn from the Advantage 2 last year. So I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's still some of that medicine coming out of his system over there, or it's still just irritated from it, or it's just a coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences. And I have heard of things like that, where someone will ingest a substance and it could reappear coming out through their skin years later. So I don't know. Anyway, I gave him some of the calming drops in the middle of the night, probably around 4 a.m. That's when we're up. And then I just woke up around 8:30. So those seem to last about 4 to 5 hours. He only had a half dose of that. I didn't give him the full dose. And then yesterday, during the day, like earlier in the day, he also had a dose of those. But he's definitely been over grooming again, which I was told is because of the stress of the dermatitis. And the dermatitis is because of his allergy to flea bite. So what I did this morning was I took a wipe. I have these Tropiclean Oxymed Soothing All-Purpose Wipes, and I used one of these on Boo around his neck and on his body, and I just tried to maybe wipe up some of whatever's irritating him. I'm going to try to wipe him more often and see if that helps. A lot of times with allergies, it actually comes from within the body, from the lymphatic system. So the skin is what's known as your third kidney, and kidneys are known as the body's filter system. They help to filter out toxins, which are then eliminated through urine. So if the kidneys are overloaded with toxins, what the body does is it pushes toxins out through the skin, and that causes all kinds of skin issues. So, for example, a skin allergy, like what Boo's dealing with now, could be the result of an overload of toxins in his body, which is why I think it's very important that I go back to all raw food for the cats. So the cats have been on raw food in the morning and then canned food and dry food at night because I wasn't feeling well, and I'm, trying to ration out the raw food that I have for them, and I need to make more. And now that I'm feeling better, and I should be up to making a large batch of the homemade raw food. Do you see what's going on in the back of Boo's head here? Like, he's missing a bunch of fur. He pulled it out. I want to get him back on that, because it could be a situation where it is the canned and dry food. Like when he had his mouth ulcer last December, and I took him to the vet, and they said, yeah, it's a rodent ulcer. That they haven't seen those in years. And then I found out that it could be brought on by the Fancy Feast classic pate, which is what he had been eating for snacks and occasional meals. Once I took him off of that, that healed up, and there were no longer any issues. We haven't had any issues with that since then. So there's a very good chance that it could be food related. So I need to definitely make sure that they have plenty of homemade raw food. I have to see how many meals I have left. I know they're having raw for breakfast today. I might have 2 meals left after that. In which case my plan was to go to the poultry farm the day after tomorrow and then make the food the day after that. But I might have to push that up. I don't know if I'm going to need to go to the poultry farm today or tomorrow and then make the homemade food the day after that. I like to buy the ingredients one day and make the food the next day because it fits in my schedule easier. Can you see what's going on here on this blanket? Look at all of this cat hair. This is all from Boo. You see the tufts of fur where he's been pulling out some of his hair? See all this? That's where he's been pulling out his fur. And then other than that, there's just a ton of fur. It's really amazing that Boo is not bald right now. Because for the amount of cat hair that I find coming off of Boo, like in the cat tower where he's been hanging out and on the bed here, it's just so much fur. And I just put this in the wash the day before yesterday. And it's already absolutely full. Okay, Boo? Okay, you feeling better? You want more wipes on you? You want more wipes? It's about 11:15 a.m. And there's our cousin Oliver eating his second plate of breakfast. And there's a bee. There's a bee flying around his plate. So he had some of the homemade raw food that the inside cats had. I added some extra herbs to it today. So they're getting some nettle, some burdock, and also some elderberry. And I put those in there for Boo, but I also put them in there for this guy because the elderberry can help boost the immune system. And I also put an immune spray on top of his food. That's like a propolis honey spray. And nettle can help as like an antihistamine, helps anti-inflammatory, and burdock just as like a general detox, immunity boosting kind of thing. So he enjoyed that. He also had half of a Fancy Feast Naturals salmon pate. So I just gave him the other half of that with some additional water mixed in. It's supposed to be really, really hot today. So I want to make sure he's getting enough liquids. And he is walking better today than he was yesterday. Like today he's putting more weight on that back leg. So hopefully he'll just relax today and be able to heal himself. It is 2 p.m. and here's Simba. How you doing, Simba? The landscapers were here this morning, so the cats were a little bit upset by that. They still get upset when the landscapers come by because the noise is so loud. I have to make sure that I go around the house and shut all the doors and windows so there's less noise. And then I did put the air conditioning on today because we're having a heat alert. It's supposed to be almost 90 degrees today, so it's nice and cool inside. Look at this. I think that's Nancy. Nancy's in the bed. Yeah, that is Nancy because of the white leg. The cats usually don't use the bed like during the summer, any of the beds, so I usually put them away for the summer, also because of the fleas. And so I'm surprised to see her in this bed. And you see that dark area back there under this end table? That's Richard. And here's Splash. Splash is laying here on the floor because he gets a nice cool breeze from the air conditioning vent across the room. And here's Boo, and he's had a relaxing morning so far. After he ate his food, there were no issues. He came over here to this cat tower. He's just been relaxing. He has not been over grooming or itching or anything like that. Now, I should also mention that I did get quite a few fleas off of Simba today. Actually, it was kind of shocking how many fleas I got off of Simba. Normally, I might get like 1 or 2 fleas off of like Simba or Stella or Splash. I probably got like anywhere between like 5 and 10 fleas off of Simba this morning. So it was kind of shocking. But the windows have been open and I haven't had the AC on, so it could be that. And that also makes the indoor humidity go higher, which is not good because you want as low humidity as possible with fleas. So I definitely have to keep an eye on him. And of course, when I was sick, I was not flea combing the cats as much as I would have liked to. I also was not vacuuming as much as I normally would have vacuumed. So trying to get back up to the like the regular routine and schedule when it comes to that kind of stuff. I did place an order with the local poultry farm and I'm just about to leave and go there. They're about 20 minutes away, sometimes 30 if I hit traffic. And then on the way back, I'm hoping to stop off at a local supermarket and then pick up some chicken. So I'll have all of the ingredients for the homemade raw food. The reason why I don't get the chicken at the poultry farm is because it is substantially more money to get it at the poultry farm than in the supermarket. I get my organ meats there, I get the chicken necks there, and I get turkey there. They do boneless turkey thighs. And the reason why I get those there is because of the freshness and also because they're not as readily available in the local supermarkets. Especially the turkey. For some reason, any kind of turkey that's not ground turkey, that's like turkey parts, is only seasonal around here. So I'm very fortunate to be able to get it from the poultry farm. And then one of the local supermarkets always has amazing prices on chicken parts. And it's not like the big name brand chicken parts. So I try to avoid those. This is more like a store brand chicken part, and I do trust their store brands because they're usually really good quality. So that's why I usually end up getting chicken parts that way. Boo's not happy. You okay, Boo? You okay? You alright, Boo?
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It is 8:39 a.m. and here's Stella. I just came inside from getting the car ready. Here's Simba. He's been relaxing in this cat tower in Boo's room. Good morning, Simba. And here's Splash. Splash is laying on one of the chairs in the living room. We had a very difficult night last night. I think I'm lucky if I got 3 hours of sleep. I feel like a walking zombie today. you see this stain? This is blood. And this is the vomit blanket that Sharon made. So thank you, Sharon, for this vomit blanket because it works great for blood also. And can you see all these blood stains? These are all from Boo's mouth. Right now I have the carrier on the bed. I did try to get Boo in the carrier this morning and I got very close, but he did not go in the carrier. Right now he's underneath the bed and his mouth is still bleeding. And I'm going to let him relax there while I tell you what happened. So, as you know, a few weeks ago, I took Boo to the vet because I thought his mouth was bleeding. I thought it was his fang that was loose that might be causing it. And the vet did a thorough mouth exam. I mean, I was there, I watched it, and the vet yanked on that fang to see if it was loose or going to come out, and it didn't. He said that it's in there pretty good, that, it doesn't look like it's coming out anytime soon. So I was like, okay, and everything seemed to be fine. And, then I was sick for almost 2 weeks with a flu, really bad cold. It was just, not a good situation. And the cats have not been eating, raw food for all their meals. I don't know if that's related to what his issue is right now. And, we've been dealing with some fleas, but they've been under control, nothing like it was last year. And I've been combing fleas off of Boo, but we know he has dermatitis. We know that's caused by a flea allergy. So when fleas bite Boo, it causes skin irritation. Then he starts over grooming. So it could be a situation where he's over grooming and that's affecting his mouth or his tooth. I don't know. At this point, it's just speculation until I'm able to get him to the animal hospital. But from what I could see, the blood seems to be coming from the same area of his mouth where the fang is. So the blood is dripping out of his mouth, underneath the fang, if that makes any sense. And so to me, I think they're somehow related. I don't know if he ate something and then it irritated his gum and that's causing the bleeding. I don't know if the fang has gotten looser and that's causing the bleeding. All I know is he was pretty much bleeding all night. I thought it was going to stop, but from what I could tell, it just kept bleeding. So it started probably 11:30 last night. I noticed it when I was going to bed. And I remember thinking, should I try to get him in the carrier now and take him to the animal hospital now and not go to bed? Or should I just wait it out until tomorrow? Which is what I did the last time Boo went to this animal hospital and they pulled his other fang. I just put him in his room that time and he relaxed, and then I was able to get him to the animal hospital the next morning. But this time he was in my room and I figured, okay, he'll just relax on the bed and everything will be fine, except he wasn't really relaxing because we're also dealing, with the dermatitis and the flea issues. So I was trying to keep him from grooming himself. And I was trying to keep him from scratching. So I was combing him and wiping him with wet paper towels or wipes. And that was going on every, 15, 20 minutes. So I was up with him until about 3:30. I was trying to go to sleep, but every time that I would just be about falling asleep, then I'd hear him scratching or moving around. So then I would check on him and see what's going on. And it got to the point where I said, if I stay here with Boo, I am not going to get any sleep at all. So I left the bedroom and I slept on the couch again. If I got to sleep by 4 a.m., I woke up around 7:30. So maybe I got 3.5 hours of sleep. But yeah, I don't function good on this much lack of sleep. I'm semi-nauseous. I'm my brain is not working. It's just really horrible. It is 11:40 a.m. And I just gave Boo a plate with a Sheba Perfect Portion. This is one of the seafood varieties, and the reason why I give it to him is because this is really, really soft. He should be able to eat it. He just ate like half of a squeeze up out of my hand, and then he licked some pieces of it, and then he licked drops of it that were on the floor. But then he moved farther back under the bed. So I don't know what I recorded last, but let me tell you what happened. So there's Boo right now. You might be able to see some dried blood around his mouth. He's not very happy. And so this morning I came in the room and he was under the bed. And I was like, okay, I just got to get ready for my day. And I was like, okay, I have to get ready for my day. I have to get all the other cats fed, and then I'll deal with getting Boo out. So I got ready for my day. I got all the other cats fed, and then I was talking to Grandma Farrell on the phone, and I had her on speakerphone. And I guess Boo heard her voice, because when I went to go back in the room, then he flew out the door. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to grab him. So I put the phone down and I said, keep talking to Boo, because, you know, he likes to hear Grandma Farrell's voice. So I was like, keep talking to Boo. And I was able to pick him up, and I was able to bring him in this room because I had the carrier in this room. I was able to get him almost in the carrier, like not in the carrier enough that I could actually shut the carrier, because he just started fighting and, you know, flailing his arms and legs all over the place and fighting, and I'm all scratched up because I was wearing a short sleeve shirt. So my arms are all scratched up from him, and he was not happy. He's like, I am not getting in that carrier. So then he came under the bed, and I was like, okay, I'll just like let him relax for a while, and then hopefully he'll come out. So I laid down on the bed 20 or 30 minutes. I didn't fall asleep, but at least I got to rest a little bit because I'm so exhausted. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll try to get him out with some food. So I put some food on a plate. He didn't want to come out. And I put a churro on a plate. He didn't want to come out. I tried his spider toy. He didn't want to play with it. Like, he was just not happy at all. First of all, I have a light here so I could see what's going on. But there's 3 big gray plastic storage tubs. So I blocked off the majority of this underbed space with these large storage tubs. Now, this is what I had to do in the past to get Boo in a carrier. I had to like block off most of the underbed area, and then I actually had to put a vacuum on and chase him out with the vacuum. I don't want to do that right now. If I have to do it later, I'll do it later. I'm hoping he comes out on his own. After I put the storage tubs underneath the bed, I then got a Swiffer, and I put a paper towel on the end of the Swiffer, and I said, well, maybe I could get him out that way. So I put the Swiffer under the bed, and he was not happy. He was growling and hissing, but at least I was able to run the paper towel like over the floor, and I could tell that there's not like pools of blood near him. So I was like, okay, that's good. Maybe like the blood around his mouth is just like residual from last night when he was bleeding. And that appears to be the case right now, because it looks like it's dried blood versus fresh blood. So that's good. Hopefully he'll stop bleeding, or hopefully he has stopped bleeding. This is what's left of the churro. So I'm going to take the churro up. I'll just leave the parts of it that are still on the floor. He could lick those if he wants to. I'm going to leave this plate of food here, and I'm going to hope he comes out on his own. Here's Ringo and Nancy and the vacuum. I got the vacuum ready so I could use it in my room later. Here's Splash. He's on the cat tower. So my plan right now is to eat something, because I haven't eaten anything yet today. I just got back from putting gas in my car because I had no gas in my car, and I went to Whole Foods to buy some pre-made food, so that way if I don't have any chance to cook anything, I'll have, you know, food that I could just heat up and eat. So, and I also bought juice because I was out of juice. And I rely on juice when I need just quick energy and I don't have time to eat, or like I'm not hungry. So I had some juice this morning to get me through the morning, and that's like all I had. So at least I'm stocked up with some food and beverages. My plan is to eat something. Then I have to head out to my office. I have to get something done today. Thank God I don't have to sit in an office from 9 to 5, and I have a flexible schedule and I can work from home, because then I could deal with issues like this much better than, having to cram things in based on someone else's schedule. So I just have to run out and do that one thing. And then, I do have to go to the post office also, so maybe I'll do two things. And then I'm going to come back, and I'd like to relax or rest for a little bit. I don't know if that's going to happen. So the plan with Boo is to see if he comes out of under the bed by himself. If he doesn't, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cleaning the room. My room needs to be cleaned anyway. So I'm going to start cleaning the room and see if he comes out. And then if he doesn't, I'm going to resort to the vacuum and see if running the vacuum will scare him out from under the bed. In which case, I'm going to have to try to calm him down enough to put him in a carrier. Even if, let's say, for example, Grandma and Grandpa came over to try to help get Boo into a carrier, it would make him even more traumatized than he is now. And it would also make him traumatized every time he sees them. So I don't want to do that. Right now, even though I would like to get him to the animal hospital, it's not an immediate emergency. He does not appear to be hemorrhaging. He's not bleeding right now. He did, bleed overnight, but we have to remember that anytime you have blood coming out of your mouth, it is mixed with saliva. So it always looks like there's more than it is. And also, Boo was drinking a lot of water last night. He kept getting up and drinking water, and I kept thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe, his mouth, he knows he has an issue in his mouth, and he's just trying to, rinse it out with the water. So if someone's drinking water and then they have, a little bleeding in their mouth, that'll also make it look like it's worse than it is. We also have to remember that Boo is FIV positive, so I have to keep him separated from the other cats when he's bleeding. So that's why he's in the room by himself. I'm not letting anyone else in right now. So all I can do right now is really take this day 1 hour at a time. I need to get stuff done. I need to get through my day, and I have to give Boo some time to just relax and come out on his own. I don't want to give him those calming drops that he had before he went to the vet, because it specifically says on that bottle, do not give before anesthesia. And if I take Boo to the animal hospital and for some reason they need to give him anesthesia, put him out or whatever, he can't do that if he has those calming drops in him. So he got those last night. And again, I don't know if I mentioned that already. And so I'm not giving him any more today. It's 12:20 p.m. and Boo ate a churro off of a paper plate that I put under the bed with him. He won't come out to eat it, but he ate it under the bed. And I just checked the plate, and there's no blood on the plate, so I'm going to take that as a good sign. I moved the Sheba Perfect portion under the bed with him. Maybe he'll eat that. I'm just about to leave. I'll probably leave here in 5 or 10 minutes, and I hope to be back in an hour, and we'll see how Boo's doing. Personally, I feel like he's just going to stay under the bed all day. Hopefully, I'll be able to find a way to get him out. I did remember that he went crazy over cooked shrimp the other day. So maybe I'll try cooked shrimp before trying the vacuum. So I'll clean the room. I'll see if he comes out while I'm cleaning the room. And if he doesn't, then I'm going to try the cooked shrimp, see if I can get him out with the cooked shrimp. If I can't get him out with that, then I'm going to try the vacuum. It's 2 p.m. and Boo's still under the bed. He ate the Sheba Perfect portion that I gave him, so that's good. And he seems really tired, most likely because he was up all night. So I'm just letting him be right now. He doesn't appear to be bleeding. There was no blood on the plate, so maybe the bleeding has stopped for now. I'm actually going to lay down and see if I could take a nap. And maybe I could get an hour nap in. I'd be happy with that. And then I'll try to proceed with the plan. But first, I really need to put this vomit blanket in the laundry. But I need to replace it with the other vomit blanket before I do that. This is the other vomit blanket. Can you see this stain? This is what's left of the last blood stain. So this was the blood stain from before I took Boo to the vet. And it's roughly the same size as the blood stain from last night. So maybe it's a situation where it'll stop bleeding again, like it did after this instance, I don't know. Only time will tell, and we'll see what happens. It is 2:10 p.m., and I'm changing my plans. Instead of relaxing right now, what I did was I remembered that I have to defrost some homemade raw food. So I took that out of the freezer. And then I have all these portions of organ meats and chicken necks that I have to take out of these ice cube molds and put them in plastic bags. And then, because I actually have some energy right now and can function normally, I am going to do the cat chores for the day. So I'll scoop out the litter boxes. I'll put fresh water in all the water bowls. And I'm not going to vacuum yet, but I'll just get that kind of stuff done. So that way I won't have to do it later. I just feel like at some point today, I'm just going to totally crash. It's 4 p.m. and look at what I just saw. Look at this. It's Nancy. She's sleeping in Stella's castle. That's so cute. I'm happy she's using it because Stella has not been using it. Stella has been using a carrier. And there's a carrier not too far away from where Nancy's laying right now. And that's been one of Stella's favorite places to lay, inside the carrier. There's no front door on it. So she doesn't feel like she's going to be trapped in there. But look at Nancy. So I scrubbed all the water bowls in the house because in case Boo was drinking out of any of them and got blood in them. I didn't see any blood in any of the water bowls, but just in case, I scrubbed them all down. And then I scrubbed down the trays that are underneath the water bowls because they haven't been scrubbed in a while, so I scrubbed them down. And I did that downstairs. And I washed some cat dishes and cat utensils. And then I scooped the litter downstairs. I'm in the process of scooping it up here. I have 3 more litter boxes to do. It's 4:30 p.m. and I have a Sheba perfect portion here for Boo. I think this is tuna and whitefish. I put some L-glutamine in it, a supplement that helps to heal the mucous membranes of the body, and that would include the mouth. And I also put some of the supplement mix that I use for the homemade raw food that I make. It has vitamin C in it, B vitamins, like full nutrition for a cat. So I'm going to give this to Boo, see if he eats it. And then I'm going to try to lay down for at least a half hour. Okay, so Boo is bleeding again. There's blood on the floor. There's blood coming out of his mouth. So I think I'm going to have to just go to the next plan, which is to cook some shrimp and see if he'll come out with some cooked shrimp. It's 6:15. I got Boo in the carrier. Let me quickly tell you how I did that. So I came in the room and I lay down on the bed thinking I'm going to take a nap. And then I remembered that on my Amazon Music account, one of the subscribers years ago had gifted me with an album called Music for Cats, and it's a really relaxing album. It has like purring in the music, and it's supposed to help relax cats. And I know it's relaxing for me when I listen to it, so I said, I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to see what happens, because in the past, when I put that on, I was able to get cats out from hiding. So I put it on, and I was listening to it, relaxing on the bed. It's so relaxing. I was almost ready to doze off. And then, I don't know, like 20 minutes later, it sounded like Boo was walking around the room. And I'm like, oh, it sounds like Boo. Then it sounded like maybe he was eating, maybe he was drinking out of the water bowl. And then it sounded like he was walking around, but I didn't want to move because I didn't want to scare him, So finally, after what sounded like him walking around for a while, I decided to move and, stick my head up or like get up from where I was laying. And Boo came flying from, I don't know where in the room, up onto the bed like he was all happy. And I gave him some pets and he's walking around. At the same time, his mouth was still dripping blood. Then he decided to shake his head. Do you see all this blood on the vomit blanket? Yeah, that happened when Boo shook his head. And it's here on this duvet cover. I mean, I don't know where else it is. But as soon as he shook his head, I was like, oh no, bad news. Thankfully, I had some extra churros on my night table. So I grabbed a churro. And I said, Boo, you want a churro? So we started eating the churro. Now, last year when we were dealing with fleas, one of the ways that I was able to get those jackets on Boo was by giving him a churro in one hand and putting the jacket on with the other hand. So I knew that, they can really distract him. So there was no way I was going to be able to pick him up with one hand. But what I did was, as soon as he was done with the churu, I just got up and I picked him up and I put him in the carrier. It was like he didn't even know what was going on. And then he was howling, so I put the blanket on top of it. And now I've gathered some of my stuff, already put it in the car, and I'm just about to pick him up and put him in the car. I just want to make sure that the doors on the carrier are securely closed. There was like drops of blood on the floor. I cleaned those up, and we're going to go to the local animal hospital and have him checked out. Boo's not happy. You okay, Boo? You okay? You alright, Boo? Boo was pretty quiet on the car right here, but the minute we got here, he's been howling. You okay, Boo? You okay, Boo? Here's Boo. He's back in the carrier. 2 vet techs just came in, and they took all of his vitals, and all of his vitals are normal. He does not have a fever. Like, everything is normal. Right now, he's not, like, bleeding a lot from the mouth, but we're basically just going to sit here and wait until a doctor comes in, and they said that it is a shift change, so it might take a little bit longer to get a doctor because, the daytime doctors are changing with the nighttime doctors. So they had to put a new wee-wee pad in the carrier because Boo peed all over the last one. It was all urine. So we know he has carrier anxiety, but considering how much water he drank over the past 24 hours, I'm happy he peed because he drank a lot of water. And he's behaving so well. He's been behaving so well right now. So Boo's back in the carrier. He just saw the doctor, and there's a lot of blood, and the doctor had a very hard time figuring out where the blood's coming from. So they are going to send me like a bill to show me options. And then if I approve it, they're going to move forward with that. The reason why they do it is because it's very pricey, coming to an emergency room and having them do a bunch of tests on him. They want to sedate him to get like a really good look at what's going on with him. She wasn't sure if it was coming from the tooth or from his gums. It's about 12:15 a.m. I'm here in Boo's room. I'm just checking on him before I go to bed. So I gave him 3 plates of food. This one here is some pureed shrimp. That's what he had this afternoon, except this time I put in a multivitamin for him, and he did not eat it, so maybe he doesn't like the multivitamin. There's also some Fortiflora on top. And this is half of a Sheba Perfect Portions with a churu on it, and it looks like he ate most of the churu. And then this over here was chicken liver and chicken heart that was pureed, and that had a little bit of Fortiflora on it also. So I'm glad he ate that. So we were at the vet for over 3 hours. Boo got checked out, and then after he got checked out, he had some tests done. So they did blood tests on him, and they gave him a sedative. They looked in his mouth, and what they told me was that his tooth is loose. It's not loose enough to come out yet, though, but it is loose, and most likely that's where the blood is coming from. However, his gums are also inflamed, like around the tooth area. They say that could be from a few different things, but that could be contributing to the blood, but the majority of the blood is coming from the loose tooth. Also, from the blood test, they said that his organs were fine, but his iron was low. He was slightly anemic, but I told them that made sense because he's been losing blood from the tooth, and they agreed that that made sense also. And his potassium was a little bit low, and they say that could be as a result of not eating well. And I said, yeah, over the past few days, he hasn't been eating well because of his tooth. So they think that might be what it is, again, because the rest of his tests showed up fine. And they said that's what made sense to them. The goal is to keep him in his room for several days. They gave me an anti-inflammatory and an antibiotic. I don't know if I'm going to give him the antibiotic, because the last time he had the antibiotic, I felt like it didn't do anything for him, but it did like just totally ruin his gut microbiome, because he had the microbiome test after being on the antibiotic, and I mean, it was just completely wiped out. So I don't know if I want to do that for him. They basically just gave it to him as a precaution, but I'll probably give him the anti-inflammatory. Also, I asked them for a dose of Revolution, and that is a topical for fleas, and it usually lasts a month. And he's had that before without any side effects, so I'm probably going to put that on him tomorrow also. They said that tonight he still might be a little bit off from the sedation, but he seems to be fine. It took a while for the sedation to take effect because, he was very anxious. And I have the window slightly opened in his room. It smells like someone's burning a fire pit or something. Like it has this burning wood smell, which I'm not too happy with, but Boo loves having an open window. And so basically the goal is just to keep him calm and relaxed and to keep him on soft food for several days, to see if that can, stop the irritation around his teeth, stop the bleeding. And we'll see how it goes. So I put a training pad down here with the plates of food on it. They also said to just give him a light meal today because of the sedation. I went downstairs and I got some old towels, and I put some towels on the day sofa so Boo could lay on it, and if his mouth is bleeding, the towels will absorb it. I feel like I'm doing a lot of the things that I did for Ditto when Ditto was in this room. And Boo's been hanging out here by the window, and it's dark here, but I can see a few spots of blood. So yeah, and he just wiped some blood on the window frame. But at least now, I have a good idea of what it is. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to call his vet and find out who the vet recommends as far as having mouth x-rays and any kind of dental work. And the animal hospital also referred me to a vet that does x-rays and dental work. Come on up, Boo. Come on up. So then what I'll do is I'll research both of those, and then next week give one of them a call as far as setting something up for Boo. I'm feeling scabs on the back of his neck right now. I asked the vet if there's anything that can be done to stop the bleeding, and they're like, no, there's nothing really that can be done because of where it's located in his mouth. Hopefully it should just stop on its own. However, they said, anytime that tooth is going to be wiggling around, it could aggravate it and start more bleeding. So that's why the goal is just to keep him on soft food so he's not really aggravating it. So right now I have a little light on in here. I'm actually going to lower that. It has a few different brightness levels. And I'll probably put that relaxing music on for Boo. I'm just trying to keep him happy in this room. I just sprinkled some on his food and now he's interested in it. Oh, he got some on his head. Boo, how'd you get some of that on your head?
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It is 8:48 a.m. and here's Boo. Hey, Boo. He's been in good spirits this morning. I was in here maybe an hour ago, and I cleaned up his plates, and I wiped any blood that I saw on the floor. So there's a spot of blood there near the training pad. That's new. I'm trying to keep track of how much he's bleeding. So he had half of a churu this morning. The other part of it is still over here. I wonder if he'll eat it now. Yeah, his mouth has started bleeding again. I just wiped his mouth. I'm happy that he is now going underneath the day sofa and on top of the day sofa, because when I just had the towels on it, he wasn't doing that. He's afraid of towels now because I've tried to use towels to get him into a carrier. So now he's traumatized when he sees towels. So what I did was I put the towels underneath the sheet, and now he seems happier. And I tried playing with the spider toy with him. He didn't really want to play, but maybe he's settling down. I put his favorite music on, that music for cats that's supposed to be relaxing. So maybe that has helped. What I am just about to do now is run out to a local supermarket because I need to buy some meat for him. I want to make him 2 small batches of homemade food that does not have bones in it. I have the crushed eggshell powder, and I'll put that in instead of the bones because I just think it's going to be softer. I think it's going to be softer for him to eat. So that's my goal today. So I just want to get out early and be back by 10 and stay on somewhat of a schedule. I have a work meeting at 1 p.m. that I have to go to. I need to leave here around 12:30. Hopefully that shouldn't take longer than an hour. I also wiped Boo down with some pet wipes today. There's blood here, blood there, and I wiped off the windowsill. See what he did? He just wiped blood on there. It's really important for me to keep him in this room while he's bleeding because there will literally be blood all over their house. So we're trying to contain it. We're also trying to, put him on soft food so that maybe it'll help with not wiggling that tooth so much and not causing more blood. I do need to call the vet today to get the referral for the other vet that does the dental work. And then I need to research both vets, the one that's referred by my vet and then the one that was referred by the animal hospital, and see about making Boo an appointment. And then that's going to be another adventure because, getting him in a carrier is not the easiest thing. And we are coming on a Labor Day weekend. Today's Friday, so then we have a long 3-day weekend. So it is 10:52 a.m. I just got back a few minutes ago. I unloaded the car. And I'm giving Boo a taste of breakfast. I bought some canned food, and I bought all the ingredients to make some special homemade raw food for him. But I have to give him his medicine. And I don't know what he's going to eat, so I gave him a little spoon of the Merrick rabbit pate, which is what he ate. And I gave him a spoon of the Sheba Perfect Portions chicken and liver. So he ate the rabbit. So that's what I'm going to give him his medicine in. Okay, Boo, I'll be right back. I just gave Boo more of the rabbit pate, and I mixed in the medicine. It's an anti-inflammatory. I believe it's called Robenacoxib. There's a brand name for that, but that's what the drug name is. As long as he eats that, then I'm good. Then I could give him some more food. I just want to make sure that he gets the medicine. The cats have not had this rabbit pate in a while. I tried to purchase it at PetSmart like a week or two ago, and they were completely sold out. And I'm not able to get it on Amazon. I could probably order it on Chewy. I didn't even think when I was doing the Chewy order. So I stocked up on this pate. Usually the cats were eating this like once a week because they would have like a rabbit day once a week. And because I was sick this month, we haven't had it, and it was just kind of hectic this summer. Okay, you're not done, Boo. You gotta finish. Gotta finish, Boo. You want me to put a chewer on the rest of it? Here. I had one more churro in this room. This is tuna with shrimp, so I put that on top for him, but I guess he doesn't want it. Usually he likes it. Maybe he'll go back and eat it. I need to feed all the other cats in the house, and I also bought some more churros for Boo. They're kind of expensive in the store that I was in, but they have all the various chicken flavors, so I got him a package of each of the chicken flavors. Good? It's on the plate, Boo. Eat it on the plate. Okay? It ends up that he wanted more rabbit on it, so I just put some more rabbit on top of the churro. It looks like he ate the vast majority of the tablet that I gave him because I didn't see any of it really left except for like a little speck of it. It's a little white tablet. And what I did was I took a knife and I cut it into smaller pieces. And then I mixed the smaller pieces in. I think he has a piece of food on his ear. So I'm going to leave him, let him eat this. If he does, then I'll give him some more. But I need to get all the other cats fed, so that's what I'm going to do now. And they all have to be flea combed. I also bought a flea comb for Boo to keep in this room. So that way I don't have to keep going back and forth with stuff. I have to put supplies in this room. I have to put supplies in this room because I pretty much took all of them out. Also, I took out anything in this room that's not cat related because this is why I'm in this situation, because I took out the TV, I took out like the cat stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'll put one of my keyboards in here and then I'll have like a little space for myself. Every single time that I try to use this room for my own purposes, I end up nursing a sick cat in this room. Without fail. I don't know what I was thinking, that, okay, well, maybe things will change and it'll be different. No, it's no different. Every single time I want to use this room for myself, it ends up nursing a sick cat. So, now I should know better, right, Boo? It's 11:45 a.m. All the cats have been fed, and the lucky 7 have come upstairs. Then here's Simba. And I've heard howling in this room, and it was coming from Simba. So I guess he's not too happy if any of the members of the Lucky 7 try to climb the cat tower that's next to him, or try to get near him up there. He just wants to be alone on top of the bunk bed. He really enjoys that spot. He's been sleeping there at night, which is nice, because it's like one less cat on the bed. And yesterday, I got a decent night's sleep, even though Simba woke me up twice, but I fell asleep immediately, like after he woke me up. That's how exhausted I was. And it was just like, a load off my mind, having taken Boo to the animal hospital, so I knew what was going on and what the plan of action was. It is almost 3 p.m. I just got home a little while ago. It took much longer than I thought it would today, so I got a phone call that my meeting was pushed up a half hour, so I had to be there a half hour earlier. So then I figured, well, on the way home, let me go to Costco and get paper towels and tissues because I want an extra roll for this room, and I just was completely out, and also some tissues just to help cleaning up with the blood. And then I went to Target on the way home because I wanted to pick up something for this room, like one of those little portable mini fridges. But when I was looking into them, they had really bad reviews, and supposedly they don't keep stuff cold enough, so it's not like food safe. It's okay if you want to chill beverages, but you can't really keep food safe in it, so I ended up not buying it. So it took me longer while I was out than I thought it would, but I just got back and cleaned up a little bit, and now I'm checking on Boo. I'm assuming he's under the day sofa and he's resting, which is good because I think he was up all night. I looked at the security camera footage from overnight, and he was pretty much looking out the window all night. He was just happy to be near an open window. So there's Boo. He's looking good. Looks like he was sleeping and relaxing. I'm not seeing a whole lot of blood on the floor or anything. So, yeah, that's good. We're trying to keep him relaxed. He did have his anti-inflammatory. It might also be like a pain reliever. And we're just keeping a watch on how he's doing. Hey, Bo. I did call the vet's office to find out what vet they refer people to as far as dental work goes. So I did get the name of that, so I have to research that. And I'm also going to research the other vet that the emergency room suggested. Might end up going with that one. So we'll see. How you doing, Boo? You okay? So this is what was left of his breakfast. I'm going to pick this up, and this afternoon I want to work on making him some new food. Oh, he just came out. How you doing, Boo? Oh, did you want your food? You don't want me to take it away? Oh, you want a treat? He wants like a churu or a squeeze up. I can get that for you. It's about 4:10 p.m. And Boo is relaxing underneath the day sofa. I just gave him a squeeze up. How you doing, Boo? And here it is. Here's your squeeze up, Boo. You want it? There's your squeeze up, Boo. Would you like it? So he got the flea medicine on the back of his neck earlier. I don't know if I mentioned that. And I just spent so much time calling vets to try to get him a dental appointment. And it's ridiculous. So what happened was I called my vet and I got the name of the other vet that they suggest. And then I researched that vet, and I researched the vet that was recommended to us by the animal hospital yesterday. And I decided that I would call the vet recommended by the animal hospital because they have a really good reputation and they're closer. They're at least 15 minutes closer than the other one. So I called them, and it was definitely not the nicest receptionist. And, you know, it's Friday afternoon, so maybe she had a rough week. Maybe she wants to, get on with her weekend. But she ends up putting me on hold because she said she wanted to look through the schedule to see what kind of appointments she could find. And then she got back on the phone and she says, "I'm sorry, we can't take you because we don't have any appointments that would meet your needs." And she's like, there's nothing, we don't have anything in a timely manner, basically. And I was like, okay, do you know of anybody who does? And she names a vet and she tells me where the vet is. And I'm like, that's pretty far away, isn't it? She goes, hold on. She goes, yeah, that's 2 hours away. I'm not, riding 2 hours to go to a vet. So what I had to do was then call another one of the vet's offices that was recommended by the emergency room yesterday. And they told me that they don't have any dental appointments open until the end of October. So we're talking almost 2 months away. So I was like, okay, that's not going to work. And then I researched more local vets that do dentistry. And some of them have very scary reviews, and other ones I just, didn't get a good feeling from. So I ended up calling the one that was referred to us by our vet. The reason why I wanted to look for a different one is because it's about 35 minutes away, which is pretty far. When we normally go to the vet, it's usually 15 to 20 minutes. So it's not too far. So we're talking double that. So, it's going to be a long ride, but they were able to give us an appointment for Tuesday. We have a 3-day weekend for Labor Day, and then that's the next day. So it's 4 days from now. So it's not too bad. Boo should be happy in this room for the next 3 or 4 days. The cats really like special attention. I mean, Stella would not be happy in this room, but Boo's happy in this room. I think everyone knows Boo's happy in this room. And Simba is very happy to spend the day in this room. He really enjoys special treatment, and that's I think why Boo's happy in this room, because he gets so much special treatment and one-on-one time. So that's what I'm hoping. Right now he doesn't appear to be bleeding, but what happens is it just starts and stops based on how he's using his mouth. My hope is that by him getting the Revolution flea medicine, it's going to keep fleas off of him, and so he's not going to be scratching, itching, and over-grooming. So that's my hope. Eat your squeeze up, Boo. Are you getting picky? Now he's getting picky and he only wants churros. Eat your squeeze up. Oh, what do you want, a Fortiflora on it? You want a Fortiflora on it? You alright? I still have not made him his special homemade raw food. I want to do that this afternoon. And I still need to reorganize this room, the table area. Here, eat that. Right now he's reminding me of Ditto, because I used to come in the room and Ditto would be so happy to see me. He'd want to pets and rub up against me. And I'd give him his food. I'd be like, Ditto, eat. But he wouldn't want to eat at first. And then sometimes I'd have to leave the room and then he would eat. But that's what Ditto used to do. Except Boo's not eating. You want some Fortiflora on it? Want some Fortiflora? Okay. Alright, I'll give you some Fortiflora. This is Fortiflora. It's Purina Pro Plan Veterinary Supplements Fortiflora. It's a feline probiotic supplement. I'm not too crazy about this, but it does act as a good like appetite stimulant. Or it's a good way to get a cat to eat food that they don't necessarily want to eat. I don't use this whole packet. I literally just sprinkle on the barest minimum, and usually it's enough to get the cat to start eating, and then once they start, they usually finish. Sometimes Boo will be like really picky and he'll only lick the surface off, and then he wants more put on there. So, yeah, see? This is what he did. He just licked the surface off. Now he's like, give me more. It's basically a probiotic, but then they put like liver flavor on it. So the cats really like that flavor. There he is now. He's laying under the day sofa. There you go, Boo. Would you like to taste it? He just had some food not too long ago, so I don't know if he's going to actually taste this or not. Here you go. Come on. Here. Want your food? I added some extra water to it. Come on. You want to eat? Okay, eat your food. Eat your food. Here. Here, buddy. Normally Boo likes his food topped with some freeze-dried chicken or a few pieces of dry cat food. So that's what he's waiting for right now. He's like, where's my topping? But he can't get a topping because he's not allowed to have any hard food right now. You have to only eat soft food, okay? Here's your soft food. Eat that. Want to eat it? Sometimes I could put a squeeze up on top of it, like a little bit of a squeeze up or a churu. Or sometimes he does like a probiotic on top of it. And there he goes. He's eating the food now. It looks like it is Boo approved. Look at Splash. He's laying on the bed. He hasn't done this in quite some time. He looks very comfortable. It is 9:23 p.m. and I'm feeding Boo some dinner now. So this is some of the new homemade food that I made today. And I mixed in just a little bit of his favorite rabbit pate. So hopefully he'll eat this, because this is an empty plate, and this plate is from when he tested out the new homemade raw food earlier today, and he ate what I gave him. So I'm going to give him some more. This is a very good amount of food, and if he eats that, that'll be great, and even if he only eats part of it, that'll be great. So I know that Boo wants some of his favorite freeze-dried chicken, so what I did was I put some of it in the magic bullet and I turned it into a powder. So this is a freeze-dried chicken powder. Hopefully all the pieces are really small. He was like, I'll have that. You want it, Boo? I was going to sprinkle some of it on his food. I just sprinkled some on his food and now he's interested in it. Oh, he got some on his head. Boo, how'd you get some of that on your head? Okay, eat your food. Eat your food, it has the chicken on it. You don't want the chicken? I don't want him grooming himself. So I still need to get the flea comb and the little bowl of water that I use with it. I have to set that up. So all the cats have been fed, all the litter boxes have been scooped, all the water bowls have been cleaned and refilled. And now I need to finish cleaning up stuff. The kitchen is almost clean. I did have to clean it up from making homemade raw food. And I still need to clean up a lot of other things. There's like a ton of stuff in the hallway that I need to clean up. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to just be cleaning for another hour. Okay, Boo? I'm still working on you. I'm still working on you, Boo, okay? I'm working on getting everything more comfortable in here, okay? You could have your food. This is on your food, okay? It's on your food. Boo's in very good spirits right now. I don't know if it's because of the medicine that he's on or he just is enjoying some like alone time in his room. So behind him are 2 water bowls. Normally I just have the 1 water bowl in here, which is the orange one. I have those healthy mouth drops that the cats were getting in their food. I put a few drops in their food, but you're supposed to put it in water and let them drink it. So I put some of that in water. I made like a quart of it for them, and I put some in his bowl. So he has 2 water bowls to choose from. If he wants the plain water, he could have that. And if he wants the water with the healthy mouth supplement in it, he could have that also, but that's his choice. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.